My name is Akash Kumar, and I am pursuing an MCA from Gopal Narayan Singh University, submitted to Mr. Arup Kadia. Today, I will be presenting on recursion in Python. Recursion is a powerful programming technique where a function calls itself to solve smaller instances of a problem. It is widely used in tasks like sorting, searching, and generating sequences. In this presentation, I will explain recursion, its structure, and how it works with examples. Let's get started. What is recursion in Python? Recursion involves a function calling itself directly or indirectly to solve a problem by breaking it down into simpler and more manageable parts. Types of functions. Different types of functions in Python. Python built-in functions, Python recursion function, Python lambda function, and Python user-defined functions. We know there are many types of function, but I am discuss about the recursion how it's work. Recursion, a technique for solving a large computational problem by repeatedly applying the same procedure to reduce it to successively smaller problems. Recursion refers to a programming technique in which a function calls itself either directly or indirectly. Recursion is a common mathematical and programming concept. A recursive procedure has two parts, one or more base cases. A recursive steps. Now in the slide, and I can explain the how many types of recursion. There are two types of recursion, and direct recursion and indirect recursion. This has the benefit of meaning that you can loop through data to reach a result. It means that a function calls itself. Recursion can be two types: direct recursion, indirect recursion. The developer should be very careful with recursion, as it can be quite easy to slip into writing a function which never terminates, or one that uses excess amounts of memory or processor power. What is direct recursion? I can explain in the slide. Direct recursion, if function calls itself directly from its function body. Now there is code to understand the direct recursion how it's work. The factorial function calls itself to calculate the product of all numbers from n down to 1. The base case stops the recursion when n equals 0, returning 1. Indirect recursion occurs when one function calls another, which then calls the first function, creating a cycle. In this example, functions a and b alternate calls. When an is called, it calls bn1, and bn calls an1. This cycle continues until n reaches 0. At this point, a0 returns 0 and b0 returns 1. The final results depend on the alternating recursive calls between a and b. At last, thank you for everyone.